Oh hi, I'm Tom, this is Sony 365. I'll come back to the bonsai a bit later on. This video is all about the One Mark III and the whole of the Xperia lineup for 2021. What can we expect and when can we expect it? Let's get into it right now. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Sony 365, last year, when we still had a different name, I did about 450 Xperia One Mark II videos, which you can still check out now. Here's one of them. This time around, when we get the One Mark III in the studio, I'm going to do even more videos and hopefully an even higher quality. So make sure you're subbed for that. I'll also be covering the 10 Mark III when we get that in the studio, and the 5 Mark III. I suspect an L5 as well. These will all be coming up at some point in 2021, I think. But then there's the question of this mysterious compact model. Now, what's going on here? Well, we may as well start with the kind of not so good news, and then we'll get on to the really good stuff. So this compact, which we're going to put on the screen now, it got everyone really fired up because Sony has a great reputation, of course, of giving us really powerful flagship phones in a smaller package, and it really has been very popular for Sony over the years. This is not that. We know that because of the rumours here, which are reliable in terms of the chipset. And even since I did a video on this a few weeks ago, we've since learned that this model looks like it's, to all intents and purposes, going to be an Xperia Ace 2. In other words, it's for the Japanese market only, we suspect. So, in terms of a compact model, look, there isn't really a specific compact model, it seems, for 2021, but what we will get, we assume, is a 5 Mark III. And in many ways, that is your Sony Compact for 2021. It's still extraordinarily powerful, and we'll come into the details a little bit later. Is it a true compact? Some people would say no, but I would argue, because phones have become bigger and bigger and bigger over the years, in many ways, that's your compact device if you're a Sony fan. And I certainly recommend the 5 Mark II. But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get into the 1 Mark III right now with these beautiful renders that we've seen crop up relatively recently. So what we're seeing here is courtesy of Steve Hemmerstoffer. He posted these to his Voice website, which is great, by the way. I recommend it because, you know, there's all sorts of leaks and really nice renders from lots of stuff, actually, really good stuff. Now, remember, this isn't from Sony itself, so we have to take these renders with a bit of a pinch of salt, but this gives us an idea of what we're looking at here. As you can see, it's an iterative update. We're not looking at anything dramatically different, just improvements across the board. The interesting ones are, of course, on the camera as well, but we're going to come on to that in a second. First of all, we're not expecting any change significantly in terms of price. So we'd expect prices to be this in the States, this in the UK, this in the EU, that sort of thing. So the good news, the 3.5mm headphone jack is still there. The beautiful HDR OLED display, 21:9, of course, 6.5 inch. It looks like we're going to have this be 15% brighter. Terrific. I'm happy with that. It does need to be a bit brighter. That's great. Even brighter, I'd be happy with that, but sure, we'll run with that. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, 5G, of course, across the board. I think we're going to see a minimum of 8 gigs of RAM, up to maybe 12, 256 gigs of storage. And don't forget expandable storage on this device as well, just like on the One Mark II before it. We love that. Really happy to see that. That's staying, of course. Samsung's let that go recently, as we know, on the S21 Ultra from our video recently. Wireless charging, of course, it's all good. It's all as we'd expect. The little details I just want to point out very quickly are we're expecting to see the bezels at the top and the bottom be even slimmer. And as I've said before, I love the fact that we're not dealing with notches here. We're not dealing with punch hole cameras, any of that stuff. Sony respects the content more than any other manufacturer. It's going to look sharp. So let's look at the cameras then, starting with the front-facing camera. As I said before in my One Mark II videos, I wasn't very impressed with the front-facing camera on the One Mark II. 8 megapixel unit. I think we're going to get more megapixels perhaps on the One Mark III, but certainly I expect this based on the rumours and just common sense. I expect it to be better. I can't remember, was it you, Christopher Cressy, in the comments? One of our more knowledgeable commenters down here in the comments section below pointed out that the 1 Mark II's front-facing camera was actually from Samsung. Well, wherever it's from, hopefully Sony, I hope it's better. So over on the back, the 3 lenses. Now the most interesting thing here, obviously, 3D time of flight sensor, that's all good. Telephoto, periscope zoom. Now this, I'm excited to see. We had a bit of fun with that with the S21 Ultra recently. Maybe we're going to see Sony move a little bit down in that direction. Not going to do any harm. Happy to see it make a feature here, hopefully. So basically then, this 1 Mark III, a nice iterative upgrade. It's probably going to make more sense for Xperia, Mark I users who are thinking of upgrading. I don't suspect many Mark II owners are going to consider the jump up, although they may. If you're coming from something like an XZ3, you are going to absolutely love this. Now, when's it going to come out? Well, I suspect, along with the 10 Mark III, they're going to be announced probably towards the middle to the end of April, and maybe the first units will be going on sale in May. This is guesswork. Now, many of you in the comments section below were quite rightly critical of Sony for announcing the new phones in February in previous years and then having them not be available until May or June. That was a bit of an issue. It seems like Sony's learned from that finally and is gearing up for a more sensible release schedule. So now on to the 10 Mark III. 6-inch OLED, Snapdragon 690 we think here, probably maybe 6 gigs of RAM, 5G again as well, headphone jack remains, front-facing stereo speakers, all the good stuff that we love about the 10 Mark III will remain. Again, this is an iterative upgrade we think. In terms of the L5, rumours are kind of very thin on the ground really regarding that. The closest we've got to seeing how that's going to shape up is actually from the renders and the rumours surrounding this compact device, which I mentioned at the beginning is likely to be available only in Japan. So it looks like this compact device, which got everyone fired up, is going to be a special and exclusive, if you like, for Docomo. I hope I'm saying that right, which is a Japanese telephone network. Again, details, it looks like this is what we're dealing with here. 3.5mm headphone jack. It's a 5.5-inch display. 13 megapixel rear, just the one lens there on the back. This is a mid-range device. It's a different approach. It's just for the Japanese market. We don't need to get too worried about that. If we're outside of Japan, and I suspect we are, I know I am. Now, all of the phones that are available in North America, Europe, and outside of Japan as well, I'm going to cover those in our newsletter, which is going out just for deals. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss the best deals on the 1 Mark III, the 5 Mark III, the 10 Mark III when they come out, make sure you follow the link in the description below to Sony 365 Deals newsletter. I'll keep you updated there. Oh, and even if you don't go ahead and buy the new 1 Mark III, you might want to do what some of our commenters are doing down in the comment section below, which is wait for the 1 Mark III to go on sale and then get some amazing deals on the 1 Mark II or 5 Mark II. I mean, that does make a lot of sense. And again, make sure you're signed up to the Deals newsletter. So in terms of all these rumours and renders and the likely iterative upgrades that we're seeing here across the board, what do you think? Are you excited about these new phones? Will you be getting one? Will you be waiting for them to come out and then get a deal on the existing 2020 lineup? What's your strategy? Do let me know in the comments. As you know, I always respond to everything I possibly can in the comments section below. Now I'm going to get back to trimming this bonsai. Have you subscribed? Tell me you have and that you've hit the notification bell. Also, let us know what kind of videos you want to see more of going forwards on Sony 365 here, because we are literally very interested in every opinion that's given to us. But no, seriously, that and how to cut bonsais, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. You still here?